So this is just me messing around in the studio. Okay? Lewis and Danny were like, oh, listen to this guy's shit. Well, what the hell's going on over here? So they wanted to bring me on board. I knew that I didn't want to come into something that they were doing. I thought that we should have kept all the genres and everything separately. I mean, they were doing. I mean, you heard the real raw stuff. It was ghetto bass, and I didn't want to mix my genre up with that. I thought we should have started a whole new moniker. Okay, so we came up with the Tone Deaf Records moniker. Okay, because we were just tone deaf. Our mixes sucked. Everything sounded the shitty quality. We had a bi-amp mixing board. We were tone deaf, and it was a joke amongst us while in the whole world premiere thing. So we went with it. And we started meeting a lot. One thing that World Premiere Records did for us and Real Raw did for us, it opened up a lot of avenues as far as meeting a lot of radio personalities and gathering our connections. Because, connections, that's pretty much everything in the music business. I mean, how many times have you heard a record that really sucked, but it's doing so well because it was connected? So me, Lewis, and Danny began our venture of Tone Deaf Records. I became semi-good friends with Demas Martinez of Power 96. He was at the time he was doing the traffic reports. But he kept bothering me. Hey, let's do a record together. Let's do a record together. Let's do a record together. And I was like, well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna bring to the table? He's like, well, I could bring the radio station to the table. Bing! A freaking light bulb went up. I mean, how stupid? I don't care how bad this guy sucked. He's gonna play it on the radio. It's in. We're in. I wanted to have a song on the freaking radio. That's all I wanted. I wanted vinyl and I wanted a song on the radio. I'm pretty sure that "Be With You Tonight" was one of my first songs on wax. I'm not positive, but it's. I don't know.
I don't know any other ones before that.
Okay, well then that's probably it. That's probably it. And so what happened was we brought Demas down. Okay, I had Demas. I came up with a hook. Okay, I came up with the hook. I know if you look into my eyes, I'll be with you. And I don't know why, but it was something sporadic. It was stupid, but whatever. I didn't care. I was hungry. I just wanted to get it done. Demas came in. He wrote these raps. Curtis Lima, a good friend of mine. I forgot who we were going to bring in to do the vocals. We were supposed to bring somebody in. I think it was going to be Tony Dell or Star. He goes by. He did that Love and Lust project with Debonair. We know Star goes back with me, Lewis, and Hugo back to when we were kids. I mean, 18 years old. He couldn't make it for some reason, so I brought Curtis in. Curtis came in, told him what I wanted to sing. He sang it. So we got them guys. We got the vocals down. So then I told Lewis, listen, because this started off as kind of a ghetto bass thing with Lewis. Lewis did the drum program, and I started working on some of the music. Got very freestyly, but I wanted to do that. And Lewis was like, I don't know. I was like, bro, trust me, please, just do this. No one is doing this. To my knowledge, I don't know if anybody had ever incorporated freestyle singing with rapping at that moment. I don't know if I can accredit myself to that. Before that time, I don't. Do you know of anybody that was doing that?
If they did, it didn't have enough oomph for me to buy it. Lewis's drums was the selling point for me, and that's when I discovered you as a keyboard player, really.
Right. So to my knowledge, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that was the first time that you've ever heard. And I mean, in every song today, pretty much every R&B top 40 radio hit right now is rapping and singing. Can I be accredited to that? I have no idea. I know I was doing this back in 1989. That's all I know, So after that, Keith Rosenberg did some stuff with Tone Deaf as.
That was Ramona. I think
Ramona.
She just went by Ramona's.
Slackers. And I felt like I executive produced this, meaning that I made it all happen. I set up the schedules, I set this, I programmed the music, I pretty much did it all. Danny Canary really didn't have much to do with this project. Okay, this was recorded in Danny's studio. Me and Lewis was pretty much the bulk of the project. The remixes, we did a house remix of it. Phil Jones came in and did an edit of it. I had to babysit him. It was because Phil Jones wasn't really an engineer at the time. He came in, he told us what he wanted to do, and we did it. He was like I don't know, what do you call him, a couch producer? I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. It's just true, real life, what happened. Once the money started rolling in, all of a sudden, everybody's coming out of the woodwork. I just didn't see any money. I felt like I was done really wrong, and I just felt like I had to part ways, and I did.
But during that time, what was Hugo Diaz's role?
At that time, Hugo was just a little kid. I mean, wow. I didn't even really hang out with Hugo at that time. He was just Lewis's little brother who came by the studio and hung out sometimes. I mean, he didn't even have any really musical chops back then.
he claims, and I think his brother suggests too, that the direction of Real Raw was going this way, and Hugo came in and told him basically copy July Crew and shifted the whole direction after
I don't think it went down like that. I mean, we're talking. Let me see. Hugo's got to be like 5 or 6 years younger than me.
that. Lewis actually said it. He actually told me that. So I don't know if he's just giving his brother credit.
I think it's more of a credit thing because, from what I remember from Luis Diaz, Lewis is very forgetful. I mean, Lewis, just whatever way the wind's blowing, that's the direction that Lewis is going in, and the wind always blew in a good direction for that guy. I mean, he's had the luck of the Irish. This guy, very talented engineer, very talented. I mean, I don't know what to say. He's just a talented guy, but not responsible. I mean, not punctual, not, you know what I'm saying? It just worked out for him, you know?
Oh, working at Circle House is a damn good place.
Well, like I said, he's a very talented engineer. I mean, he's got a very good ear. He's got a very good, I can't credit him enough on his ear of music. You know what I'm saying? Is he a slacker? Absolutely. I mean, that's Lou, you're my boy. And I'm telling you, I'm straight up telling you, bro. And I know you're going to laugh at this when you see this, you know? But, I want to say I was 21 at the time, and if I got 6 years on Hugo, I mean, what is that? He was 15 years old. I can't see him really telling people what's going on. You know, I don't know. I mean, maybe the timeline is off. This is 1989. I was born in 1967. 21, 22. And like I said, I got about 5 or 6 years on Hugo. So I mean, if that went on behind the scenes, I don't know anything about it. But he was young, so it sounds kind of weird to me.
So you moved on. What was the next thing you did?
What was the next thing I did? You tell me, what was the next thing I did?
It's fuzzy for me from there because you were so low profile there. I had to dig to find all that I couldn't find out where you went. So I was hoping you'd fill in the gap.
You know, I think I went more towards I went underground a little bit, and I went more towards an industrial kind of music. I started liking a lot of the early stuff, Al Jurgensen, and I just liked the whole techno vibe. You know what I'm saying? I like that whole underground house stuff. Humanoid, you know, so Humanoid, Fast Freddy. A lot of the house stuff started coming out. I started really getting into that, and I was doing that for about a year or so until I connected with Lazaro. Me and Lazaro became friends after the whole Be With You Tonight thing. We hung out, we did this, but Lazaro really he wasn't an artist yet. He was just DJing. He didn't whatever. And
No, of course, Breezy did some. Laz was on
yes.
there, and I want to connect the point. You know, if Laz was on there, it seemed like a radio ploy by bringing Laz in.
Back the whole in my mind, the talent was there with everybody. We had me, Lewis, Danny had his own talent in his own way. We needed hookups. It was all about the hookups. We needed hookups. And Power 96 down at that time was pretty much the only radio station that was supporting local artists. And I figured, what better, you know, we knew the music was decent, but we still wanted to have the hookup. We wanted to make sure that it got played. And it did. I mean, we got in full rotation with the Be With You Tonight record. I think it was the most successful record that Tone Deaf had. I'm not really exactly sure. But, you know, we sold a lot of records. We did a lot of shows. It was a good learning experience for me because I took in a lot of hits. Didn't make a lot of money on it, you know, publishing-wise. I didn't know about any of this stuff. And, you know, people I was working with did. You know, but I was long. Everybody goes through their learning curve. You know,
So
that was mine.